Hello guys. Yeah, I'm about to head into the jungle. It's Tuesday. We should be coming out Friday, possibly Thursday, depends how we travel. Me and Marcelo are heading into an old rosewood cutting camp. So it was shut down years ago, and there's been stories about this place for ages, and people have been saying how far away it is, and basically all the machinery is apparently still there. And I found this camp years ago on satellite, and this is the first time I've ever traveled to it. I've wanted to travel to it for years. I didn't know what it was, so we're gonna follow our trail to a certain point where the forest, what we call Mata Alto, which is like the high forest where the spider monkeys live and everything, and then we're gonna try and cut a trail for there. So we're looking at about an 8-kilometer trail. So yeah, we're gonna go and do that for the next couple of days, and I'm very excited. Basically this track that we're going to cut to, we're going to cross over another track. And it's quite famous, this area, because it's got other animals. So animals that, well, I'm hoping this month we're going to catch our first jaguar. We're heading into that sort of territory. There's a type of pig that they really like, different type of peccary. It's called a white-lipped peccary, and they travel in huge groups, in hundreds sometimes. You can hear them walking through the forest, rumble. So we're going to try and get them on camera. If we're lucky, there's some huge giant river otters as well, which are on the Garapay, or the creek that travels through there. If we're lucky, I'll try and get some photos. Obviously it depends where they're living, but yeah, we're going to leave the cameras in there for this month and see what we catch. Right, so we've been in the jungle for 4 hours or so. We're still only under a kilometer away from, or into the new trail. We walked for about 2. This is the biggest tree we found so far. Pikia. Pikia has a fruit, and tapirs absolutely love it. So yeah, we're gonna keep cutting. Alright, so we'll still keep going, and we found another tree that was on my list for the satellite. This, you can see, grande, massive. So these trees here have the biggest crown of all the trees that I found so far. It's called Angelina Pedra, and the vine is called the tortoise vine. And Marcelo was just telling me that all the jabutis are up inside that tree. They've used the vine to climb it. So yeah, we might be in the middle of the jungle. We don't know really where we are, but we always have a laugh. Always having a laugh. So the thing about the jungle, you just have to relax. Trust who you're with. Hello. Alright, so this is what I love to see. All that. The jaguar, puma, marking the tree. They rip off the bark for a territory. Love to see that. It means we've got predators. Onde de mata? Telefone. A type of tinto. Beautiful. See here, just the butt roots. The actual trunk's not even that big, but the butt roots just to keep her in the ground. É longe. Aí ele estiver perto de outro, ele pode responder para você. Ou aí você vai. Alright guys, so we're still on the trail. You can see this tree here. Pavinha, né? Pavinha. Look at that. It's crazy, beautiful tree. Reminds me of like a skeleton, like bones. Beautiful tree. Alright, so we found one of my favorite trees. Beautiful. Melancia. Hello, hello. I don't know if you can see me. It's been raining bad, but we are literally on top of the farm here, and something called campinas. You see this? All this called campinas. Well, literally, that's the skyline, just here. So we're in the middle of the jungle, and we've just ascended up to here. It's incredible. This is the first time I've seen this. It's called campinas, and just basically small trees, but really high up on a hill. We're so close to the top. We've been walking in like 50-meter trees, and now we're here. Alright, quickly, we just found the first jaguar markers and the shit. We gotta keep moving. This is the third mark we've seen, so we're properly in Jaguar Country. Hello, hello. I don't know if you can see me in my hammock, but we are we're more further down the trail than we've kind of expected. We haven't had dinner because we had to walk all the way here. It's been an incredible journey, and this is part of this is the point of why I love the discovery. Not everything goes to plan. So in my last video I would have told you that we were at the como se chama da parte de areia de novo? Campina. The Campina where we were. So we thought there was going to be a camp there, but basically it's like, I can't explain it, but it's been cut. The area's been cut. We're still trying to figure out. It's not nature that's did it. It kind of looks like a truck's passed through. We know there's a track that goes up through this area, but yeah. So we tried to follow that a bit towards the camp. I marked the wood camp, the rosewood, the Pauhoja. I basically marked that with satellite, and so what we had to do is, because of the rain, there was no stream where we were, so what we've had to do is basically walk here. We arrived here at like dusk, but the Garapé, the stream, is too wide to cross, so tomorrow we'll go look to see if we can find a crossing, but it's huge. It's probably the biggest creek I've seen in the jungle, so well, it definitely is. So yeah, we've just basically put our hammocks up. No dinner. We had a tomato just so we could water our mouths, because the creek here is not very clean, where it's been raining as well. There's no movement in the water, so yeah, we're not gonna drink from here. So yeah, in the morning we'll make fire. We'll try and cook the water here. Have some coffee maybe, and then yeah, we're gonna go try and explore, see if we can find a crossing. We're literally 300 meters away from the camp, but we just cannot cross it, and we can't go look for anything now. So yeah, we're just gonna sleep. We're gonna sleep well, I think, tonight. We have cut from 8 till 6. We stopped for half an hour, had some pre-cooked rice from last night, a little bit of fish that we had from last night, and now now we're gonna sleep. Yeah, so that's part of the adventure. It never quite goes to plan. Hello, it's the morning. It's raining, you can hear that. It doesn't seem to have stopped. We're soaked. We managed to get some sleep, but it was pretty hard. Yeah, didn't sleep too great, but we're up. We just got to wait for the rain to stop. Basically, the creek here, it's quite a large creek. So me and Marcelo, when the rain stops, we've got to try and find a way to get over it. We're only 330 meters away from the camp, but we've got an 80-meter creek to cross, so I don't know how we're going to do it yet. So we'll check in later with you if we make it. Hello, hello. Alright, so we're looking for the camp. but we're kind of stuck because the creek is massive. You need a boat to go over it. But the interesting part we've found, it looks like some time ago someone lived here. We've got a massive castanha Brazil nut tree. We've got acai all over there. We've got tucumã. We've got burichi. So at some point we think someone would have lived here, because that's four different fruit trees in the same place. So it's quite interesting. They're very old, very old. Hello, hello. Alright, so we're exploring still the place of all the fruit, and it's incredible. If you look at this massive tree here, Brazil nut tree, castanha de Pará, very rare to find in the jungle. Very rare. We found 3 massive ones. We're convinced that these are planted. This is beginning to become quite a routine. We're finding plants everywhere, fruit everywhere. It's beautiful here, absolutely beautiful. Never seen so much acai, tucumã, tem the castanhas, tem bacaba, tem todo. Absolutely incredible. So we're trying to find some fruit at the minute, so we'll see what we can find. Alright, so Marcelo found some Brazil nuts. This is amazing. So we've got something to eat. We've had no breakfast, no dinner. This is perfect, absolutely perfect. Hello guys. It's Friday. It's Friday, the day that I should have been just coming out of the jungle. But in truth, I came out late Wednesday evening. In fact, crazy trip. Really, it was a success, but with lots of complications. Basically, we'd had 9 days of sunshine, and we'd gone in with the idea that it was going to be staying sunny for that time. We took in the one shelter. Marcelo didn't take a shelter, his others in the jungle. So we kind of thought, oh, we had lots of sunshine, we'll be right. It wasn't to be. We ended up halfway through the trip getting smashed by rain. Absolutely soaked his bag through. All his sleeping gear, everything was absolutely chucking it down. The whole trip, the first day I saw some spider monkeys, about 3 or 4 of them disappearing. They weren't normally they're quite territorial, but this time they weren't. They just disappeared. The trail that we cut, basically what we did was we walked on an old trail for 4 kilometers and then walked north for 6 until we could find these 2 camps. Well, we arrived to what was supposed to be the first camp. It's something called a campina, which you would have seen in the video I explained when I arrived. We arrived there. It's absolutely belting it down. The place was absolutely full of jaguar markings. When we came back, I counted 7. During the trip as well, my bag split, so I'm currently walking around with cameras in a plastic giant bag. Luckily I had that bag with me. Normally I carry them individually, but for whatever reason I decided I wasn't going to. Normally they just sit on top of my bedding in a waterproof bag. But no, the bag split on the bottom, so it was all falling out. Yeah, we only saw the spider monkeys. It poured with rain. When we reached what we thought was a camp, it was the campina, so we had to push on. We arrived at the final destination 330 meters short. We couldn't cross because of the creek. Yeah, but what we did find there was a piece of land that's older than me and Marcelo potentially put together, with the trees there, the fruit trees, by going by the age of them and just the variety. Someone had lived there at some point, but there's no signs of anything from our time, which was quite interesting. So there was nothing cleared, nothing. These were growing alongside normal trees. The tucumar tree, I've never seen a tucumar tree that big. It was huge, absolutely huge. So tucumar tree, you might be able to see in the distance there, it was twice that easy, piercing out through the canopy. Yeah, really beautiful place. But yeah, on the last day, I also walked with 19 cameras because we barely found a trail. We literally barely found a trail to put cameras down. I put one down on the first day, so on the way back, I put 16 around the Jaguar area. We'd seen all the markings, so what we're going to do is try and go back in a week by boat up the creek. We're going to try and walk up the creek. We're going to try take the canoe up the creek there, around the back, so we have to go right up and into the jungle. So we're going to still try and find the camp. You know, we walked 10 kilometers to try and get there, and we're 330 meters short, so it's a hell of a story. But yeah, we're going to go back freshly prepared with a boat, find what that land is. It could just be another campina, it could be an old, you know, a wood cutting settlement or something like that. We don't think it's the Pauhoja now, based on what we think. We also don't think the campina that we arrived at was human made. It's really difficult to say. It's really difficult because we found no way of them getting out. If that was the case, there was no way that the truck could get out. If it looked like someone had cleaned it, but in all honesty, nature, you know, it could have been cleared years ago, but there was no trail for a truck. That was the catch. That's what we couldn't get. There was areas that looked like it was like a hamau, but then there was no final to it, so, or no finale to it. It just disappeared, just hit the jungle. So yeah, so I'm going to put these last 4 cameras in the day in a couple of the spots that we get the ocelot and the pumas. I'm going to drop them in today, and yeah, I'll go back to Manask, I'll buy a new bag, new hiking bag, and then yeah, I'll come back. We'll continue this story. This is going to be a 2-week adventure rather than the 3-4 days that we expected, and there's still no, you know, there's still no guarantee either. So that's the crazy part. There's still no guarantee that we can get up on the creek, so this could go all month. But this month was supposed to be about getting you guys a Jaguar on the camera traps. I believe we're going to do it. I really do believe. I've never seen so many markings by big cats in that area, so fingers crossed, touch wood, let's do this. Yeah, forgot to say why we walked out. Yeah, we walked out because I felt bad that Marcelo was expected to sleep in wet clothes, wet hammock. The first night I gave him the choice of my pants or my bloody my blanket. He went with the pants idea. I did some long Nike jogging pants that I normally wear. He basically wore those, and we both slept. I mean, my wet bag had a tiny little hole in it. It was full of water at the bottom. We both slept with wet blankets, and yeah, wet clothes. So on a normal situation, if you're a tourist, you're here for a couple of days, you don't know the guide you're with, and you probably wouldn't say much, but it's a friend. We can always go back. It starts to rain, can you believe it? So yeah, I offered him the chance just to just walk back. We'll do it all again next week. Yeah, I don't want my friend getting sick. It's not worth it for me. He cut 10 hours on that trail. You cut 10 hours and you want a nice warm bed, you don't want a wet bed. And it just rained and rained the next morning, so yeah, I pulled the plug on that mission, but we'll go back, I promise you. That's on the cards.